Imagine this. The current president of the United States could be arrested the moment he leaves office. Not years from now, not hypothetically, but immediately. That's the reality unfolding today. Good afternoon. A newly unsealed federal indictment has sent shockwaves through Washington, accusing President Donald J. Trump of serious felony violations involving national security documents and participation in a conspiracy to obstruct justice. The charges were approved by a grand jury in the Southern District of Florida, and prosecutors say the evidence behind them has been building for years. But the biggest twist came after the indictment was revealed. Special Counsel Jack Smith has now offered to testify publicly before Congress. In letters to both the House and Senate Judiciary Committees, Smith made it clear he wants the American people to hear, directly from him, how he reached his conclusions about Trump's handling of classified materials and his efforts to challenge the 2020 election results. According to Smith's final report, the evidence is extensive. He says multiple grand juries reviewed witness statements, documents, and internal communications and concluded they had enough to indict President Trump before he returned to the White House. The only reason those indictments didn't move forward was because of a single Justice Department rule, the one stating a sitting president cannot be criminally charged. In short, the case is ready. It's sitting on pause only because Trump is currently in office. Smith's findings outline two major sets of allegations. First, his team says Trump was repeatedly informed by advisors, campaign staff, and officials that he lost the 2020 election. Yet, according to the report, Trump continued pushing efforts to block certification, pressure state officials for votes, support slates of alternate electors, and urge Vice President Mike Pence to reject legitimate electoral votes on January 6. Prosecutors argue these actions amount to obstruction of an official proceeding and conspiracy to defraud the United States. The second major front involves classified documents. Investigators claim Trump knowingly retained highly sensitive national security materials after leaving office in 2021, storing them in unsecured areas at Mar-a-Lago. According to witnesses, Trump allegedly directed staff to move boxes, hide materials from investigators, and even delete surveillance footage. The charges tied to this include unauthorized retention of national defense information, obstruction of justice, conspiracy, and making false statements, crimes that could carry decades in prison if proven. Jack Smith has stated clearly that once Trump is no longer protected by DOJ policy, arrest warrants can be executed. That means federal agents could take the president into custody immediately after he leaves office, leading to booking, a court appearance, and a full federal trial with witnesses, many of them former Trump insiders, testifying under oath. Trump's legal team is expected to challenge everything, arguing political motivation, selective prosecution, and presidential immunity. But prosecutors say the evidence is strong and the case is built to withstand those defenses. This moment is historic. No sitting president has ever faced the possibility of immediate arrest the moment they step out of office. The political impact is enormous, dividing Republicans, energizing Democrats, and leaving millions of Americans glued to the outcome. What happens next depends entirely on time. As long as Trump remains in office, the case remains frozen. But the second his presidency ends, according to investigators, the legal reckoning begins.